Thank you for joining us on our Family First Life Tri-State Serve the People podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time to develop and grow with us. Follow us, please, on all our social media platforms at Family First Life Tri-State or FFL Tri-State. We love you. Keep listening, and I hope this information is serving you across the country. All right, everybody, thank you for jumping on with us. Family First Life Tri-State Training Day podcast. I'm excited. Got my man Andre Brooks in the crib with me. FFL Dream Team, SVP, Family First Life, and an elite producer, man. He's got a resume, and he's in New Jersey today, so we're happy to have him in the booth. And how you feeling, my brother?
I'm feeling good, man. Before we get started, definitely want to say appreciate you for having us out, inviting us over. We got a beautiful space, and your staff is awesome. So,
well, appreciate you, brother. Why don't you real quick tell us about your journey today? Yeah. Instead of driving from Maryland, like most people, talk to us about how y'all roll.
So, we had to catch a flight, JFK.
From where?
From BWI. From BWI. We don't do telesales, so we figure we take a break from the car and just catch a nice flight,
I see that. I see that. I like the way you put that. We don't do telesales. We take a break from the car.
Take a break from the car,
I'm in. Well, it's an honor to have y'all here.
Appreciate it.
All the way from Maryland. Mm-hmm. But let's talk a little bit. I mean, you're out there. How long you been with FFL? Walk us down your journey. Not everybody knows your story.
Yeah.
Where you're coming from. How'd you find us?
Got you. So, crazy enough, I actually have been in the industry. I had my license since 2012.
Okay.
So I was with another practice company, just really part-time throughout when I was in college, early years. And I actually switched over and went to self-vacation ownership. So I did that full-time for like 4 to 5 years. And I had a time where I just got married last year.
Okay, congratulations.
So, thank you, appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it. So when I was getting married, I worked 100% commission.
Got it.
So at the time, I had a friend of mine, her name Carly Somerville, and she had been talking to me for like some months, but I was doing pretty good at my old, job. For like the job, I felt like I was doing all right. But this wedding was coming up, and I owed a little bit of change on it, and she was like, and I had a bad month. I was 100% commission, so I had a bad month. So I got contracted. I went and talked to Frank Euphemia from FFL National, and he basically just was like, man, look. Take off for like 2 weeks, see if this thing is really real, because I was doing it part-time. Mm-hmm. He's like, take off, see if it's really real, sink your teeth into it. If you like it, keep going. If you're not, then, go back to what you were doing. And, no harm, no foul. And 2 years later, I'm here.
All it took was an invitation.
Yeah, so all it took was an invitation in the right time.
Yes, and timing. Right time. Okay,
yep.
Cool.
Timing, yep.
Cool. So what has your journey been like?
Yeah.
Was it, you started off part-time. Mm-hmm. How'd you find a way to carve out the time to do this? How'd you prioritize this?
Yeah, so great question. When I was part-time, Mark, I was truly part-time. I wasn't like somebody that was trying to play around with it, nothing like that. So I pretty much just had my schedule. I was off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I worked the weekends and everything. So when I got off on Monday evening or afternoon, around 12, 1 o'clock, I just bought my leads, dialed them, and I booked up for Tuesday and Wednesday, and I just
those were your
schedule.
off days.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Those are my off days. So on Monday, from about 2 to 3 o'clock till about 8, I would just dial, and I would book up my appointments for Tuesday and Wednesday, go out and run, and that was pretty much it. And then when I went full time, I just kept that going, and I just added on obviously the back end of the week.
So, but you had already been in the insurance industry.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a belief that you could do this, or were you experimenting with the fact that I hope this can help me out?
So I knew it could work just because the industry as a whole made sense to me. Like, just when you look at it, you're like, that makes perfect sense to me. I understood that. I understood the schematics, as you would say. That made sense to me. Was I sure that I could do it initially? Because I came in and at the time we were running game time leagues. So I came in and I was like, I'm about to spend what for some names and some numbers. That was like my big thing. But once I got rolling, I knew it could work. At that point, it was just I knew I could do it because I knew how to sell. I knew how to talk to people.
That's a good point.
How to deal with people. So I knew that. But as far as being here where I'm at now, being like an SVP or all that, right? Nobody could have.
Right.
I didn't plan that.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't plan.
How did you overcome the fact that you had to buy leads? I mean, how big of a struggle was that for you in your mind?
Yeah.
And then how did you actually get to a place where you pulled the initial trigger on that?
So I'm going to tell you. So when I was working at the vacation ownership spot, they were spending $500 per tour, we called them a tour, but per appointment. So our VP at the time would get up there, Mark, and say, I spent north like high 5 figures every day, 7 days a week.
Wow.
So I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, well, if he's a VP of a, pretty nice sized, company, then how could I come here and complain about that? Like it just that process to me made sense just because of where I came from. So I understood that.
How long did it take you to understand that? Or was it right away?
I understood that right away because of prior experience.
Okay, got it.
Now, it took me a while to like really get used to. I understood it, but as far as putting it into practice, that took a little time for me to start consistently just putting that into practice. That took time.
Got it. Yeah. And was it because of the actual level of investment you had to make, or was it because it's something you hadn't done a lot? Did you see the return? Like where?
Yeah, I did. I said when I did it. But I guess my biggest reservation just came with, was it kind of luck? Did I kind of luck into it? Was it something where, what if this batch doesn't work or such? Like I had all the regular thoughts that everybody else has. But over time, I just learned. We were talking about it on the flight over. That it always works out. Like you said, it always works. If you put it out and you obviously invest in the energy, the time, and banking the right investments, it's going to work as long as you do. So that was the other part too, just betting on myself, knowing that when I make this investment, am I really going to be invested into actually working?
Right.
Because when you put that, you make that investment, you have to really go behind and put work behind it. It's not going to fall in your lap and wiggle.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
That's strong. So, I mean, again, we're every day trying to, increase belief in people, try to help them understand it's simple, but it does take action, sometimes action by force, which is what you're explaining, It did make sense, but you still had, habits that didn't match up to it. You had to you had to wrestle with some things. Once you went all in, it became a habit. It became something that you do now. You know what I'm saying? So now from there, you were part-time. When did you decide to go full-time?
The minute I looked at the compensation plan. So for me, I just looked at it and thought to myself, number one, I always wanted to own a business. So I was big on that, like having a real legit business opportunity. And so once I had a chance to see what it could do, now my biggest goal, I guess, initially was just, can I just replace my income? And I started, meeting people like you. And I actually, within my first month of being here, crazy enough, Sean Mike had a meeting in Florida. And I flew down there and I went and I heard him speak.
Got it.
And after that, I was kind of like, all right, we're going, this is what I've been kind of looking for.
Nice.
That's what I was looking for. So, yeah.
So it hit all the boxes for you.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So then you start learning how to become, helping families and serving people and life insurance.
Of course.
And then you start helping 30, 40, 50 families a month. What is that like now, being in this position where you're going out there, you're helping 40 plus families a month? What does that feel like?
Amazing. It's freeing. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. It is a freeing feeling. It's crazy because in the beginning, I was doing like 12 to, helping 12 to 15 families a month. And I actually found that it's actually less grueling mentally to go help 40 than it is to help 12 to 15.
That's the best. That is absolutely the best. But the way you said it was what made it. That's what made it, because what you're saying is that people think that the less you work, the more freedom you have. Almost like, hey, I have all this time. But it's backed by a ton of stress because you're not maximizing the opportunity you've been given, and the stuff that is chasing you is still chasing you. So you're saying, and I'll let you finish this, but to get to helping 40 families a month is more work, but more freeing.
100%.
Now, I just paraphrased. Can you go deeper in there and get in there with me?
So that's a great point. I mean, you paraphrased it excellent, actually. But in reality, Mark, it's not really, I'll say it is more work. I think it's just a different type of work.
Right.
I think that you're more, when I was helping 12 to 15, this is my personal experience, I found that I had a lot of dead space. It was a lot of times where I wasn't really maximizing. I said I was doing it, but it wasn't really going down like that. But when I actually say, listen, this is when I got this block of time to do this and get this accomplished, it's amazing. Like, I have more time now. I got more responsibilities, and I have more time now almost than what I had when I was doing helping 12 to 15 families a month. Right. So it's definitely been a great feeling.
Now, I hear that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But the reality is it's more hours allocated to actually meeting with families.
100%.
So talk to us a little bit about the schedule it takes to help 40 families a month. What are you doing over the course of Monday through Sunday? What does that look like for you?
Got you. So I'm a Bible guy, raised on the benches. So Sundays I take off.
Yes, sir.
Right, I rest. But Monday through Saturday, so I do dial a day, run a day.
Okay.
A bit of a different schedule, but I run 9 appointments each day.
Okay.
So that's my schedule. So I got Monday I dial and I get in there. We get in the office at 8. I'm on the phones at 8 o'clock. We got Serve the People podcast playing.
Okay.
We hear you in the back, and we're dialing from 8 until the job gets done.
Got it.
And booking our 9 appointments. And then we do like a training that we have, and then after that, we're back to dialing until we get it booked. And then on Tuesday I'm running my day. Wednesday I'm repeating. Got
it. So Monday, dial for Tuesday run. Wednesday, dial for Thursday run. Friday, dial for Saturday run.
Yep. 9
appointments a day. Okay, that's brawling. Yeah. That's a very good schedule. I know people who've run it.
Yeah.
You're running it to success.
Yeah.
Why do you see it that way? A lot of people go Monday for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
You're getting a less day in the field, but you're getting
the result.
You're getting about the appointment 25 to 30. You're at 27. So it's working.
Yeah.
But why run a day? Why dial a day, run a day for you?
So for me personally, just because the dial time on a dial day was just obviously less. Like if I'm dialing for 2 days, I have to book, close to 15, 16.
Yes.
Versus getting to 9 just made it a little bit, easier for me.
Got it.
So it allowed me to just be able to do things like when I get off, I can go home and spend time with the wife, things like that, just kind of have my family life. So that was more my thought process initially.
Dude, it makes sense. And that's the beauty of what we do. Like, you can skin this thing 1,000 different ways.
Yep.
You just have to find something that works. You have to find your voice. And I think a lot of people, Andre, are trying to find their voice. But again, the way to find your voice is through activity. It's not through the lack thereof. And I think that's where there's this reverse kind of engineering. It's like, I'm going to find out more about myself the more I'm put in tough situations, right? Not the more I'm in plush situations, I'm going to find out. No, that's not how it works. Meaning like, I'm going to find out more about this business if I run 27 to 30 appointments a week than if I run 10 to 14.
100%.
I'm going to find more about the clients. I'm going to know more about the psychology of the clients. I'm going to know more about families that I reach. I'm going to impact more families. I'm going to help more people. I'm also going to learn a lot more about myself because I'm out there doing the deal.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side is once I'm good at the deal, I've won time.
Yep.
Right? Once I become good, that's why I want to get active, right? Because once I get good at the deal, now I've won time. Now I can kind of do this now I can a la carte this to my lifestyle, which for you, it's, hey, if I can dial 9 appointments, how long does it take you to get 9 appointments?
Maybe 2 hours.
2 hours. So in 2 hours of dial work on Monday, and then from there, the day's yours.
Yeah.
However that works, whether it's recruiting or administrative or talking to agents. But again, if you're working from 9 to 4 or 8 to 4, you're home by 4:30.
Right.
Whatever the deal is.
Right.
Like I don't know all the details, but I do see freedom in that as opposed to trying to find time, trying to lie to myself, tell me that I'm doing something, and I'm stressed the whole time because I've never slayed that dragon. Make sense?
Yep.
So you've also came in and you built a business. You have an office down in Maryland.
Yep.
What was your desire behind building a business?
Yeah.
What do you see? And now what are you looking for at this level?
Yeah.
Senior Vice President.
So legacy. That was the biggest thing. My father passed away when I was 14. So one of the things that I recognized was, I mean, when he passed, obviously the income goes with him.
Yeah.
You know, and
sorry
so
to hear that, by the way.
Appreciate you. And so for me, I just wanted to make sure that I can set up something that can live, you know, even when I'm not here. I can have something that I can really give down to my children, my future kids. That was number one. As far as, you know, you talked about having an office. I just recognize that, like, having an office, you have to have a place for people to be able to come. Like, there's a reason why other companies, even if, you know, they doing telesales or whatever it is they're doing, there's a reason why they have a location. Like, there's a reason why these they could probably work from home. Google has a building, from what I heard. I don't know, I never been to it, but I heard they have a building. I'm pretty sure they could probably work from home.
That's great.
But they have a place where people can come, right?
That's
and
right.
it obviously iron sharpens iron too. So yeah, that was my biggest thing, and how I see it is just really, you know, just looking at people like yourself, people like Mr. Mike Fowl, people like Mr. Frank Euphemia, Euphemias. I'm just looking at just getting to integrity, getting a big bro. That's really been the biggest goal.
I guess integrity does represent big bro. That makes sense. So, all right, cool. Well, how'd you start developing that, building that? What are some things you're doing now from a recruiting standpoint to continue to grow this deal? Yeah.
So, Warm Market. My business was built off of Warm Market. My vice president that I have, Mr. Steven Johnson, FFL Blitz, he's my first cousin. So everything that we've done has been purely Warm Market. I looked at what the business did for me. It was just a story. Hey, listen, this is what this is where I was at. This is, you know, where I'm at currently, and this is where I plan on going. I just told that story. So there's a lot of Warm Market. And what we have going on now is a lot of social media. Obviously, speaking to people like yourself, even hearing like Sean and, you know, him talking to us, just a lot of social media. I mean, a lot of Warm Market. That's really been like our biggest thing.
Talk to me. You say, you know, you tell your story. Here's where I'm at. Here's where here's where I was. Yep. Here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm going. What does that sound like in an engagement conversation? Your cousin's easy. Give me something, you know, a little bit different. He might not even be that easy. Yeah. But talk to me about that's good. Talk to me about how you would engage your Warm Market. For someone that's on here that's listening, it's like, you know what? I've been either running from my Warm Market or I act like I talk to people throughout the years. Yeah. Where's your Warm? I don't have a Warm Market. Right. How do you not have a Warm Market? Yeah. Do you know how many times I heard that while I was building this? Yeah. A lot. Yes. I don't have a Warm Market. Yeah. So you believe in Warm Market. Yeah. You have a Warm Market. You've pitched and recruited your Warm Market. Yep. Talk to us a little bit about the psychology behind that and your approach to it. So I think it's twofold, Mark. So number one is just really, and Steve talks about this a lot in our office because he's one of the best like recruiters that we have, and he talks about it a lot. Just make a list. I think it starts with just, when I say make a list, just people that you say, hey, listen, these are people I would like to be in business with. I wouldn't mind working with these people. And then the conversation is simple. Like, you know, do you keep your options open when it comes to making, you know, extra income for a business opportunity? I mean, that sounds crazy, sounds cliche-ish, but and then I just tell my story. Right. I mean, that's really it. Like, this is where I was at before. I came here. I wanted to be able to pay for a wedding. I just told my story, what it did for me. Right. And if you like it, great. If not, no harm, no foul. Maybe you might know somebody. Right. And that's and it's really not even like recruiting them or trying to pitch them as it is. I'm trying to go through them. I'm not really looking at Mark. I'm looking at who Mark knows more so. Like, hey, if you know anybody, it might not be for you. I might, before we even get started, I might say, listen, I know you're good. I know you killing it. I know you killing it where you at. Don't worry about it. Listen, but you might know somebody. You might know somebody. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Look, I got this deal. You know what I mean? So you might know somebody. Right. And that's really honestly been where it's at. Wow, that's good. Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, someone was like hesitant. Yeah. Because they're afraid to be judged. Let's call it what it is. They don't want to go. They don't want to do that exact thing, which is extremely harmless, and it helps people. Yeah. Because they're afraid to be judged by the person they're talking to. What would you say to them? So I would say, to me personally, I think it's not even more, because it's not the opportunity. It's you as an individual. Like, you're nervous about if I say X, Y, and Z to Mark, and he actually
join. Like you actually recruit him. Now you're on the hook because you have a responsibility now. It's the first time, and you're not single anymore. Right. Now you have kids, right? And so now you have to you have to show up the things that you didn't want to do. Now you feel it's a sense of accountability, and I think that most people just kind of lack or are nervous about having that real accountability of if I reach out to X, Y, I don't how they gonna view me. Maybe one, but the deeper of it to me is, and what I found just in my short experience, Mark, has just been they're nervous of the accountability. Nice. That's been my biggest thing that I've found.
Got it. That's strong.
Yeah.
All right, 2022.
Yeah.
We here.
Yeah.
First quarter's about wrapped up.
Yeah, it's done.
Where you at?
Yeah.
Where you going?
So right now we're going to do anywhere. We'll probably help this month probably 400 families.
Okay. Is that a record?
No.
Okay. Y'all had bigger months.
Yeah. Well, 400 is the biggest that we've had.
That would be a record.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
We'll be meeting right where we were before.
Cool.
Yep. So yeah, and the goal is to get to at least get to a point we helping 1,000 plus families a month by the year end. That's really honestly the goal. And I've seen other people do it. I'm seeing people scale.
No doubt.
Obviously, it's the reason why we come up here and get on the flight from BWI to JFK. To come meet people like you that's laid a great example. So yeah, that's definitely the plan.
JFK. I'm never letting that down, bro. You ain't never gonna stop hearing about that, brother.
Hey, it's all good.
I ain't mad at you, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1,000 plus families a month.
Yep.
When you look at your team currently, you look at yourself.
Yes, sir.
What do you think is needed the most to catapult in the next 9 months?
The biggest thing I would say is just focus and discipline. Like as I'm listening to more people talk and I'm getting closer to, getting a chance to talk to people like you, what I'm hearing is it just took an insane amount of focus and an insane amount of discipline for a sustained period of time. And I think that's the biggest thing that, it really just comes down to, and just running your day. That's the one thing I've kind of noticed. I'm listening to, you talk, and it's just really about you're not letting a day go by. Like you're not like, yeah, I'll get it tomorrow. You're not one of those, like everybody I'm talking to that has, big bro, right? They all have that mentality of I'm going to win today. And that's really been where I think we maybe, and me personally, I've kind of laxed on certain days where, I get it back because it's a long season.
Right.
Kind of, if I had to say for sports analogy.
Yeah.
But no, just every day, just making sure you win your day daily.
Yeah. I love that, man. I mean, I don't know if in the macro, I don't know if I look at it like that.
Okay.
But in the micro, I do. I don't. It's not like it's a loss.
Yeah, it's
in there so far deep in there. I guess I don't think. Yeah, right. Like I don't. But to hear you say it.
Yeah.
As somewhat of an aha or somewhat of a reminder, probably.
Yeah.
It's awesome to hear because if I start interviewing mano y mano, person by person that I've walked within this business or that's where I'm at or higher, they all have that. You know what I'm saying? They all do believe they got to win the next 5 minutes. Forget about the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that does start to separate because if you look at it as a long season, that's great because it releases stress. And you have to have those days too.
Yep.
Where if you take an L, you could go, all right, we're going to get them again tomorrow.
Yep.
Right? Because, but just the mindset of going out there, I believe this, that if you and your team take that mindset, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you said it because, the struggle that I see a lot is when you start doing well. You can do well just by helping families. Forget
100%.
about building a team.
100%.
So you're already doing well. So it's easy to go, well, I've eclipsed that. I've surpassed that. I've outdone what even goals I had for myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So to recalibrate or to have this kind of daily killer instinct is very important in a certain stage of life. I think it does morph over time.
Yeah.
Dre, but I do believe that the next level to go from where you're at to board member is going to
trying to win a championship. Man.
Yeah, right. But you're saying it though.
Yeah.
You're saying it. I'm reaffirming so that you don't forget.
Got you.
Right? So that you're gonna play this back in your head in the middle of July, on July 13th, when the day didn't go so great.
True.
Makes sense? And that's important for you, but it's important for anyone on your team that wants what you want,
right,
or want what Mike Fowle wants, or wants what Frank Euphemia wants, or wants what Cal, like, so at the end of the day, y'all have to, it's about getting as many people on the team who want to play at a high level.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yes.
I think, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need you
greatness.
just for this. I don't need you just for today.
Yeah. I don't
bro,
need
can you pull that dragon out tomorrow?
Yeah,
like,
I need
you know
you
what
to
I'm
average
saying?
this
you know what I'm
for
saying?
the season. Yeah.
Can you average 5.7 yards a carry?
That's what we need.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what we need. That's Super Bowl stats.
Can you go up and snatch that ball out the air and yam on fools?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what we need.
That's what we need.
Yeah, consistently.
So, man, I appreciate you coming down here today, and
you for having us.
And I appreciate what you guys are doing, and I see great things ahead, man. Y'all got a strong foundation.
Appreciate you.
And you're strongly rooted in the right stuff, man. This only great things can come from this, man. Yeah. So it's your time, brother.
I appreciate you, Mark.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
All right, baby. Thank you for listening to us. Training Day. Dre Brooks, crushing it.
There you go. Appreciate you, Mark.
FFL Dream Team. God bless.